There's little Duke.
It's strange to think that one second you were talking to someone, the next you can't even see their eyes flutter. Death is something we all go through, but why is it such a touchy topic? Aunt Renalis was such a good person. She had the best advice. She always knew what to say. She was my great aunt. It's funny when someone dies, you always look back on their lives. Kind of like opening up a filing book and prying through it until you find that perfect moment that sums up their life. Well, Aunt Renalis didn't have that perfect memory. She had many. She grew up in Fort Valley, Georgia. She had the cutest little house that she decorated to the T. She was stylish no matter what age she was. 7 brothers and sisters, she was the clown of them all. When she was a teenager, she would host dinners for all of them, and she would put on a show. I never got to see them, but I heard they were excellent. Aunt Maria also was one of those people you could call a character. She was 5'1" and had the attitude of a wildcat. She was what you would call a free spirit. I mean, what can you expect from a woman that lives to be 98 years old? Even though she could not get around good as she could in her prime, she was still ready to party with the rest of us. For her 95th birthday, we took her to a Mexican restaurant where she ordered a margarita. Those were her favorite. My greatest memory of her was one weekend she was spending the night with me and my parents. We had a little bed set up for her in our living room. She asked my father if she could get her a drink. He went to the kitchen and got a beer from the fridge. He handed it to her and she pulled some cheese puffs out of her bag. That was her night routine. Cheese puffs and beer. She lived off preservatives her whole life. We always joked that the reason she lived so long was because she ate them all the time. I remember her telling me about her dream. She always dreamed of seeing Niagara Falls. Well, we couldn't get her there, but we set up this party with all of our best pictures of the Niagara Falls, and we got this mister machine that we placed it on full blast, and it felt like we were there. We set up the room to look like a boat, and she loved it. She said it was even better than the real thing. She always knew what to say. By the end of her life, she started to slow down, and I knew this was not going to end well. She was blind and quickly going deaf, but she was still kicking. Every time I hear a story about an older person, I think of Aunt Mary Alice and her personality. She lived a full life. There's a saying that once someone dies, a new person is born. And I think Aunt Mary Alice had to die for my baby to be born. Aunt Mary Alice, you were loved beyond belief, and now go up to heaven and give us advice from above.